Passive income gets real active when that property becomes vacant, man. Let me tell you. Everybody talks about passive income, passive income. And yes, on the sunny days, it could be considered passive income. But man, when it storms, it storms. So there's some ugly truths out there that people don't necessarily talk about in general about rental property. So let's talk about this, right? You know, some of the ugly truths are, well, one of the ugly truths is, okay, is that you could have a good tenant, all right? A good tenant pays on time, all right? And this tenant then gets a boyfriend. Normally is when the boyfriend comes along. And I'll get deeper into that, right? But normally is when the boyfriend is coming along. And first thing first, you start to see him around the house, And then he moves in, okay? And then he moves in. And then he's staying there, okay? He's living there with her, okay? And then from living there with her, it's like almost always, bruh. You start to get excuses. Oh, I can't pay it this late until you don't get the rent. You know what I mean? So it starts off, I can't pay it, I'm gonna be late, and then until you don't get the rent. The reason being, almost every situation, the reason why I know this, because sometimes months down the line, years down the line, I might run into that tenant and they say, hey, you're not so right. I'm like, yeah. Well, man, I wanted to pay you. I just wanted to tell you, I wanted to pay you, but my boyfriend at the time, he didn't want to pay. He wanted to do other stuff with the money. He didn't want to pay you, or I let my boyfriend control the account. He messed up the money, etc. Almost always. Now, what you realize is when a apartment or a house is in a man's name, he will have company, all right, from a woman, right? And with that company, she goes home whenever it is they finish spending time, okay? She goes home. So it's normally not messed up. But, you know what I mean? You can't discriminate against one. You know what I mean? But sometimes some men, not all men, some of these men, especially the ones that stay at home, playing the game all day, drinking the sugary drinks all day, etc., man, can mess up a woman's life, bro. Real talk, man. And it ain't no color on it, bro. I've seen this conversation from people of all colors, okay? Another ugly truth is that somebody can look good on paper and be the nastiest tenant you ever had in your life. When I say look good, they got the income, they got the credit, no evictions, everything. And they will come into your spot and tear it up, all right? And you be like, yo, how could this person live like this? All right? And then you're going to realize why they jumped around as soon as their lease is up from spot to spot, okay? Another ugly truth. People think that if they get high-priced properties, right? High-priced properties, that they don't have to deal with low vibrational headaches. Bruh, you go get one of those high-priced properties that attracts a different type of tenant. What you're going to realize is, yes, they have a BMW. Yes, they have a Mercedes-Benz. Yes, they have nice clothes and look good all the time, but they always pay late, all right? There's always an excuse with the rent, okay? They're not exempt from being a terrible tenant because they have materialistic things. Their priorities are different, Meanwhile, you could get a property in a low-income area. Someone can have a Section 8 voucher. This person can have kids. This person can have a boyfriend. You'll walk in their house with the repairman on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. Cleanest house you've been into. You like, what? This house is clean. Damn, it's nice in here too. This is a respectable spot. Meanwhile, that person got the BMW in the driveway. They in the zip code that got the better school zones and all that. You walk in their house on a Tuesday, kitchen full of dishes. Now there's a difference between messy and nasty. House messy, you know what I'm saying? House just straight up messy, man, and I'm clothes everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So things just out of order. They got pets in the house. You might see some droppings from the pets too. But yeah, man, these are things that people don't talk about, okay, with owning rental property. Another thing about rental property that no one doesn't talk about, right? I'm currently going through, now this is for North Carolina. I don't know how all these other states work, but I'm currently going through an eviction, right? This happened, I got 2 properties like this has happened on, right? They appealed the decision. In order to appeal the decision, you got to pay back rent. Not only do you have to pay back rent, you have to pay rent going forward to the courts until you get back into your court date. Man, one person appealed a decision in February, bro. Like February, March, bro. Court is July. I got another tenant that I'm trying to get out. They are a headache tenant. I'm trying to get them out. Now, North Carolina is a pretty fair state when it comes to evictions. It's not like a New Jersey, a New York, a California where the tenants have all of these rights. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fair. And I got this one headache. I mean, headache, bro. And she appealed the decision. We went for holdover, meaning that we're asking her to leave. So we appealed the decision, all right? She appealed the decision. She paid them the bond, which was $300. It's a weekly room rental. And now she has to pay the court going forward weekly until we get back into the appeal date, which is some BS because she's causing other roommates to leave with her living habits, all right? And I just can't put them out. There's a process, all right? Even if you buy, even if you have a house and somebody moves in, right? Let's say they got scammed, they moved in, right? You just can't put them out. Squatters have rights in most of these states. So, you know, these are some things you should prepare for mentally, man. And let me just leave you with one last story, man. I had a friend, she's a corporate girl and does very well. And she rented out one of her houses and realized it wasn't for her. Okay. Yes, people use fake pay stubs to get into properties. Some property management companies do have a software to verify if this is a real job by going into their accounts. A lot of them are not using that yet. So people do use fake pay stubs to get into properties. And from using that fake pay stub, ever since then, of course, the first 2 months they're on time. And then what happens is excuse every month until they just can't afford it. All right. And then she gets the property back and the property management quoted her like 15, 20,000 to get fixed. And I'm like, nah, that's only like $3,000. The property management company, they sometimes get a kickback from the contractor or they don't get a kickback and the contractor's like, oh, this person got property management and own a house. I'm about to tax them. Or the property management owns the contracting joint. So don't listen to them. So these are just some ugly truths that happen for rental properties. If I missed something, comment below. Also, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm Nasser, aka the real estate guru. I'm not a guru, I'm a doer because I actually do this business. Peace.